TJ coming in the house, good to have you in. Good to see you, as always. Well, remember last year that Northwest Guilford Ragsdale basketball game? That was,
yes, sir.
I always like to remember those good days. I hate it for Northwest that they lost, but you guys took them down that night.
Sir.
We went over to Southwest. You guys played the Cowboys. You guys dropped that one, didn't you? We went over there.
Sir.
That was a wild game, too. You had some good matchups last year. How about that last game? You guys went up there. It was about 4 overtimes?
It was 6.
6. I know it was I started to say 8. I thought I'd guess 4 to guess under, but man, that was a wild game.
Me and Tevin Quick played every minute of that game.
Every minute. How many minutes was that going down? Gosh.
I can't even count. It was a lot.
Total of 8. How many overtimes again?
6.
6 overtimes. So we got a 32-minute game. Overtimes probably 4 minutes each. That's about a 56-minute game. Were you tired at the end, worn out, dead?
Dead tired.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Did you ever feel like in that basketball game any time you're saying, man, I'm going, but I really can't go any longer? I'm just...
Probably after the second overtime.
It got rough.
Yes, sir.
Who was our main man? He joined us last year along with Coach Shoemaker that did so well in that game for you guys.
James Stepp.
James Stepp. It was Stepp versus that kid from the school you guys played.
Yes,
they
sir.
both were like having offensive explosions that
yes,
night.
Sir.
Some nights like that, on nights when it's not 6 overtimes, whatever, it's more fun to just kind of watch a guy take off and have a good game.
Yes, sir.
That game, that night you couldn't really sit and watch them, but you're looking to hold your head up.
Yeah.
How has this year been, this football season?
It's been great so far.
What's the one word or maybe a couple words you could use to describe this season for you so far?
Exciting.
That sums it up, I guess.
Yeah, that sums everything up.
3-1 is good.
Yes, sir.
Darn good, especially since you had to make a major change at quarterback. That's something you guys never dreamed you'd have to do.
Yeah, I never thought it was going to happen.
Here's another thing, too. I always like to raise my hand when I got a key point to make so the teacher, someone will be able to see me from my ears as a kid. But the key point is you guys go back to the beginning, the way it started out. You guys are down 14-0. Go back to the Rims again. Remember the first quarter?
Yes, sir, I do.
You guys are down 14-0 and then come back and took over after that.
Yes, sir.
That was a big turnaround for you.
Yeah, we just had to keep our heads up, and we knew we had to step it up and bring our best game. So I think we did.
And 3-1 again. The only loss being to Dudley. That says a lot. You guys have had a good year.
Yes, sir.
Now being a wide receiver, you were coming in thinking me and Tevin going to get a lot of passes from Cobb. It's worked differently there.
Yes, sir. He knows my strengths, and he knows how I like the ball. So
I told him earlier. I was talking to Tevin. I said that a couple of plays in that Grimsley game just to kind of get his feet wet. He had a couple of drop-off passes. You come out that right side. You made some nice catches. Sometimes you make plays like that just to kind of get things rolling a little bit. You can kind of set the defense up too. They're thinking short passes. Do you like the long passes?
I love the long passes.
I remember one of the first games you played. You might have been a sophomore. It was over at Northwest Guilford. Coach Durham was just telling us about that. Man, you were flying down the field that night.
Yeah, I was just excited to play my first starting varsity game and had to show out.
And now you got a little brother playing too, right?
Yes, sir.
How old is he now?
He's 15.
15. He's in the 10th grade or 9th grade?
He's in 10th grade.
Well, how tall is he?
5'11", 6 foot.
And you're how tall? 6'4"?
6'3".
You're right at it. So he's growing too, but still growing kid. Do you kind of pass along some of your talents to him? And
I try to pass on a lot what I do to him, and he.
Do you make it easy on him or a little tough on him?
I try to make it tougher so he can. I want him to be better than me when he gets older.
That's the key: is make him a better player than you were, and leave things in better shape for him than it was when you came in.
Yes, sir.
Because last year, looking back on Ragsdale, last year wasn't the best of years.
No, it wasn't. After we lost a lot, we started to keep our head down and then not playing to our best. So it went downhill a lot last year.
But this year has been completely opposite so far.
Yes, sir.
How you feel about Southeast? Confident about that game?
Yeah, I'm very confident about that game.
What do you think has been the key to Ragsdale's success this year?
We're all playing as one. We're like staying together as a family. And we know each other's strengths and we know each other's weaknesses. So we just kind of put the strengths ahead of us.
Who are some of the seniors you rely on, along with Tevin and also, I'm sure, Bryce Walker, Zan Swaim? Who are some of the seniors you guys kind of together as a unit you rely on each other?
Taylor Steele, we rely a lot on him. Our safety, who else? Jeremiah Batts. He's a real good player.
How about that new defensive back? I think it's Coach Boykin's son. If he's not Coach Boykin's son, he must be related to him somehow. That guy's back there pretty active.
He is really good.
Is it Braxton Boykin?
Yes, sir.
I'm right, yeah. He's done a pretty good job for you.
Yes, sir.
He's like a fearless foe back there taking those kicks in. He doesn't do too many fair catches.
No, he doesn't do that a lot.
He reminds me a lot. I mean, it's still a name out. You may remember this guy, you may not. Remember Jalen Gavin over at Page? Little Jalen back there?
Yeah.
This Boykin kid kind of reminds me of him because he never, from what I remember, saw him a couple of games, doesn't sit over there, it's fair catch. He takes it and goes.
Yeah, he doesn't think a lot sometimes, but when he does, he makes the right decisions.
And it seems like when he doesn't think, sometimes it still works out okay for
Oh, it
you
works
guys.
a lot.
A lot of times. Sometimes it works out even better. You don't think about it, you just do it.
Yeah.
TJ Parker with us. Did you have any sisters?
Ebony Graham. She graduated, I think, in 08.
Basketball player?
No, she didn't play basketball.
No sports?
No, sir.
Gotcha. TJ with us again from Ragsdale. And what do you think about the most challenging thing about Southeast? You look at them, watching the preparation for them. What do you think is the most challenging about Southeast?
Their running game is really, really, really strong.
You play any defense or just watch?
I play safety occasionally, but not really.
So most of the time you're on offense. You
Yes,
come up,
sir.
you're just watching their offense.
Yes, sir.
They look pretty good on offense to you then.
Yes, sir. Their offense stays on the field for a long period.
That's when you're on your offense watching. You guys get anxious to get back out.
Very anxious.
Tell
Very
your
anxious.
defense, come on, let's stop these
Yes,
guys.
sir.
And then they get across midfield, start getting deeper in your territory.
That's when it gets scary.
Start to worry about it then, I know for a fact. Who's been your favorite all-time coach?
Has to be Norwood.
Yeah?
Has to be Norwood. He influences me a lot to just stay positive and never let the doubters get in my head and just stay focused on what I have to accomplish.
How about a favorite teacher?
Favorite teacher? Wow, I'll probably have to say Norwood. He helped me. Just because I play football, he didn't let me pass. He made me work for every grade that
Is
I
that
earned.
PE class?
No, it was world history.
He's a world history teacher.
Yes, sir.
Something we don't know about him. We kind of think of all our coaches being PE. World history, so it's
Yes,
serious
sir.
business
Yes,
in that
sir.
class. I tell you what, you got to give him more credit than that. He's been teaching probably 30 plus years and still teaching world history. Because coaches over the years that I've noticed, they've been in the business a long time. They'll gradually kind of work out of the classroom, find something a little less strenuous.
Yes, sir.
It's not as much paperwork. He's still teaching world history. That man he's adding up grades, he's making out tests. He's still working hard. So he's
Yes,
pushing
sir.
you guys. So you learn a lot of world history then.
Yes, sir, I did. I learned a lot.
What's the country you learn the most about?
Oh, my goodness.
Is there one out there?
That was my freshman year. That was a long time ago.
That's what we call ancient history, right?
Yeah.
That's a different subject. Different subject. How about TJ Parker, least favorite class?
Least favorite class? I'll probably have to say math.
Math?
Yes, sir.
A lot of people don't like math. That's the class I couldn't work with either because it was tough.
Yeah.
You're doing algebra, you're doing geometry, and that's about as far as I got. I didn't know I would be taking any of those advanced math classes. I didn't think I'd use them anyway. I think the most important about math, teach a kid how to balance a checkbook. Teach them how to add up money. You teach them that part, they should be okay. That should carry the kid. What's the most you've ever weighed?
The most I ever weighed was 187 pounds.
What do you run right now?
183.
So you've lost a few, I guess, when the season starts, all the sweat and stuff like that. Do you have a least favorite food?
Least favorite food? Probably spinach.
Spinach?
Spinach.
So the Popeye Sailor Man, that didn't work for you?
No, it didn't work for me at all.
Gotcha. How about a favorite midnight snack or a favorite late night restaurant?
Late night restaurant? Has to be McDonald's.
McDonald's?
Has to be McDonald's.
You would say McDonald's even over Cookout then?
Yeah, I'll have McDonald's and Cookout.
How about most famous person you've ever met?
When I was like 12 or 13, I met Chris Paul at an AU tournament.
Okay. That's when your basketball tournaments back then.
Yes, sir.
CP3 was his team, right?
Yes, sir.
Did you play for them?
No, I didn't play for them.
Who
I
were you
didn't play
playing for back then?
I played for Phoenix. It was the Phoenix Suns. I think it was Phoenix something.
Yeah,
That was Phoenix.
one time I know Delaney Rudd had the Phoenix girls. I'm not sure if Delaney had the Phoenix boys or not.
No, he didn't.
Gotcha. But you played a lot of basketball in your time.
Oh, yes, sir.
A lot of time in the summer traveling, going a lot of places playing basketball. How about you might say the toughest player or team you've ever faced?
In high school?
Anytime.
Anytime?
Toughest player or toughest team you've ever gone up against?
I'll probably say Dudley of last year. What was the corner's name? He went to Tennessee?
Emmanuel Mosley.
Yeah, he was a tough one.
He was a tough one to go up against.
Yes, sir.
Well, he's one-on-one coverage against him.
Yeah, I think I only had one catch for like 7 yards that game. He's a really good defender.
Was he good at bringing the hand in, knocking the ball away, or just good running with you as a receiver?
Yeah, knocking the ball out of my hand when I jumped for it.
All over you. He probably didn't get call for interference on that ball, did he?
No, not at all.
No, he had those officials' respect and their focus going his way. Favorite sport other than football, basketball?
Yeah, it has to be basketball.
What you can do in college?
Football.
Both football in college?
Yes, sir.
So basketball take a back seat?
Yeah.
Football?
Yeah.
Any idea who you might end up with?
Not now. I got an offer from Gardner Webb. But,
not a bad idea.
Yeah. I want to go to Tennessee also.
Where?
Tennessee.
You like Tennessee?
Yes, sir.
Interesting. There was a kid, I always like to remember my names, but the kid from Dudley, Trey Perry the third, or James Perry the third, they called him Trey. He went to Gardner-Webb.
Yeah.
Set every receiving record there out of Dudley.
Oh, I didn't know he set a record.
He's broke every record in the doggone, but I think he broke some Big South Conference records.
Oh, wow. I didn't know
about that. And the weird thing about that was, the story we can even tell Tevin about this, the crazy thing about that was, in high school, James Perry was quarterback. Didn't even play receiver in high school. Goes to Gardner-Webb as a receiver, breaks every record in the stinking book.
That's good. I didn't know that.
And he's coaching now somewhere. He might be coaching at Smith. He might be helping assistant coach Smith. I mean, that shows you the possibilities.
Yeah.
That'd be a good goal to go for there. Maybe go over and break all his stuff. What's been your most thrilling moment in sports over the years? Most exciting big game, big play?
It has to be my sophomore year when we played Northwest. Because I realized then I can really make a difference and help the team. And I grew a lot my sophomore to junior year.
That was another football team that night.
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to remember if did he need an extra receiver and brought you up to the
yes,
team?
Sir.
That's what I thought he did, Coach Norwood, yeah. I still remember seeing you run free in that field, though, because they were busy that night just trying to keep up with you.
Yes, sir.
Because you're kind of a new guy and had the speed, just wide open up and down that field. It was at Northwest, too.
Yes, sir.
Remember like it was yesterday. What about a candy bar, energy drink, and then it gives you an instant surge, instant boost?
Snickers.
Snickers bar?
Snickers are great.
Would you have one maybe before a game sometimes, get that boost?
No, not really. I stay away from the sweets and candy and stuff before the game.
Remember back when I was playing youth football, we had like these weigh-ins.
Mm-hmm.
Had a weigh-in before the game. It was like the first game I think we played to begin the season.
Yeah.
And you go in and your weight max, we couldn't weigh more than 120 pounds. So that day before the game, you don't eat anything. Go to school, you drink water, got to make the weigh-in. So you get the weigh-in in, and after the weigh-in, the coach gives you these Hershey chocolate bars. Quick energy. Hit the field, play the game. Survival. What about the class you could take over and teach at Ragsdale? You could be the teacher tomorrow. Is there a class you
I'll probably be the coolest PE teacher.
Go PE?
Yes, sir.
You blow the whistle and just throw the ball out, let them play?
Yeah, that's probably what I would do.
Easy. No stress.
Yeah, no stress.
No stress factor. Okay. What about on the weekend games? Are you saying Clemson or Florida State in that big one?
I'd probably say Clemson.
Yeah, Jameis Winston sits out the first half. Can't play.
If Clemson takes advantage of that, then I'm pretty sure they'll come out with the win.
They need to get some points on the board that first half. They're watching that clock. Well, man, we got to get as much as we can done before he gets in the game.
Yes, sir.
And DJ Reed, remember DJ? I'm sure the big kid from Grimsley on that Clemson team. Another kid, Featherston's on Florida. Not sure if he's playing. I got to check that roster. Remember Lorenzo Featherston? That guy was big, 6'7". But we look at some other. How about UNC East Carolina?
I'll probably have to say East Carolina. Their offense has been dominating a lot these past couple weeks.
What they did at Virginia Tech.
I watched that game. It was
got a lot of people's
terrifying.
attention.
Yes, sir.
Because they were up 21-0. Virginia Tech comes back 21-21, and then East Carolina answers at Virginia Tech.
Yes, sir.
Do you know the name of the East Carolina quarterback?
No, sir, I don't.
I see. I'm going to give it to you later. How about the name of the Carolina quarterback?
I don't like UNC at all.
We're going to bring them in later. Let's get those names. How about the Panthers-Steelers on Sunday night?
I'm a Steelers fan. I'm going with the Steelers.
Like the Steelers?
Yes, sir.
Big Ben all the way.
Oh, all the way.
You think this Greg Hardy thing's a distraction for the Panthers, or are they playing pretty good without him?
I really don't think it's going to be a distraction.
Do you have a lock game for this week, a guaranteed win this week? Any of these high school games, college games, pro games? Any guaranteed lock for us?
The Steelers are going to beat the Panthers. Clemson's going to beat Florida State. And
East Carolina's going to beat Carolina?
Oh, yeah. East Carolina's going to beat Carolina.
You'll lock them all in?
Yeah.
Okay. How about, who do you say is in the most hot water right now? Ray Rice, Greg Hardy, Adrian Peterson, or the new guy, Jonathan Dwyer from the Cardinals?
It's probably a split between Ray Rice and Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got a lot of people's attention.
A lot of people's attention.
I think the Greg Hardy thing, kind of like what you're saying, is kind of found the back burner a little bit. I think people don't react quite as much about that because the Ray Rice thing hit pretty much first, and the Peterson thing, it was so much different than the others.
Yeah. I think Greg Hardy's not going to get in that much trouble because of what Adrian Peterson and Ray Rice did.
Taking the attention, putting it on them. How about what's the most serious switch of the week? Would it be the old oak limb, the old hickory tree? Would it be the belt, or would it be the bungee cord? That's the most serious switch.
Oh, probably the bungee cord.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
The bungee cord.
The end of that bungee cord, if I get hit by that, I'll be saying, man, this could be like, this is going back to biblical days there. This could be like the old days. Give me the route from Jamestown to Southeast. How do we get there? From Jamestown to Southeast Guilford.
I know
you're driving the bus.
When you make a right out of Ragsdale, I don't know after that. I have
make
no clue.
a right and keep on going.
Yeah, just keep on going. I don't know.
We're going to get that straight. TJ, thank you, my man.
Thank you.
Have a good game tomorrow night.
You too. Thank you.
TJ Park with us, Ragsdale Tigers doing a super job. We got up next, we got Bryce Walker next. Bryce will be in the house.